I'm often asked with EFT tapping, how long does it last? Now, the short answer to that question is actually we can only look to the research with our follow-up periods. So we have in the food craving weight loss space, because that has been my area of research for over a decade, done a 2-year follow-up. So 2 years after the 8-week program ended, we were actually able to ask those participants, and they were worldwide, A, how has the food craving been? B, fill out our questionnaires on things like willpower and restraint, those emotions attached to food, all of those types of things. Not only could they not remember the food that they actually targeted in the 8-week program 2 years earlier, but when we reminded them, they were actually able to tell us that that food was no longer part of their life, wasn't something they thought about. They didn't have any willpower that was used to actually avoid that food. So it tells us that there are neurological changes that do occur after that period of tapping. Now, if for whatever reason someone tapped on a particular concern or issue and a week later, 2 years later, it appeared to come back, what that would tell us is that perhaps there was a different aspect that wasn't tapped on in the early stages, and that you just need to repeat that tapping phrase for whatever the new aspect is. So often that tells us that if something appears to actually re-emerge, that there may well have been more to what it was that was originally targeted. But certainly the 2-year follow-up studies actually show tapping does last, and whatever the concern was appears to be furthest from that person's mind, which indeed tells us that perhaps there is some sort of memory reconsolidation that has occurred and it's no longer a concern for them.